I love most about watches. You have the story of where you got it, why you got it, and the people that inspired you along the way.
You don't buy the watch just for its features, but you want to feel like you touch a history.
I have been told many times by the men in the industry, you should have this or you should have this. But I'm a collector of what is beautiful to me. It's such a pleasure meeting you and being with you here today.
I'm excited to know new women in the watch industry and collectors, and excited for what's coming up.
You always think about a Rolex as your first watch. To have been able to find a date that is original, that was a gift from His Majesty to someone from the palace, was something very special to me. Rolex used to emboss his symbol, which is the Omani Khanjar. It's just such a special, special piece. And I have sons, so to be able to pass this down to them is everything.
Trust is the most important part when you're buying a watch like this. And whenever you're going to buy a watch on eBay, you can trust the quality because the guarantee of authenticity and quality standards.
This is the first time I'm holding a watch like this in my life ever. Feel like you touch a history. It's not only the watch, it's a whole story behind.
You're right. Watches like these, you buy on the secondary market, right? So there's always a story to them. And then sometimes I think you fall in love with the story more than you fall in love with the watch. That is the beauty of vintage shopping.
I have this beautiful briquet tradition, rose gold skeleton dial. Tradition collection was inspired by Briquet's subscription watches. They were the first one who created the latest wristwatch.
I didn't know that.
Back in 1810. They first launched this collection in 2005, and at that time, this watch was the first modern watch with movement organs that was displayed above the main plate. And that's how Briquet established its niche in watchmaking.
Have you found that a lot of women would like to wear this, do you think?
Yes, of course. I have a lot of questions by selling on eBay, And of course, women are actually asking about skeleton, and they ask about details, this and that. And I see they do have interest in skeleton watches.
The way I feel women are going forward, they're buying watches that men were generally known for, and they want to buy those bigger sizes.
Some of the watch companies, they already categorize their watches not by gender anymore, but by case size, and it feels like we are going slowly away from this gender classification.
I mean, half the guys I work with, we would fight over the same watches every day.
There you go. I hope you win.
Always.
I have brought something that is very special to me. It's a vintage tank American with the diamonds all down the links as well as on the face and the bezel. Many watch collectors, they tend to dismiss Cartier a lot. But this is the watch that whenever I'm wearing, everyone wants to get a closer look at. For me, I know it seems shallow, but it has to be beautiful on my wrist. It has to give me joy when I look at it. I know you love it.
I absolutely love it.
Therefore, we can always be friends.
I want to counter what you said, though.
Yeah, go on, tell me.
I don't think it's shallow to like the look of it. That's part of it. It's like you fall in love with a face. I don't know, the magical thing about Cartier is that it transcends every single generation, every style.
It's timeless.
And the definition of timeless.
Yeah.
I love a watch that my mom loved.
Buying a piece of history is very important to me. They have stories behind them, and hunting them down is the fun part.
If anything represents the future, it is this. The H. Moser MB&F collaborative piece, the Endeavor cylindrical tourbillon. This is a piece that represents collaboration in the greatest sense. It is this juxtaposition of tradition and the future. The time on a sapphire disc that faces you. On your other side, you have the cylindrical tourbillon. So there's something for both the wearer and the observer.
I thought that the dome would bother me, but when you look down at it, the dome is invisible.
It rises up and it's not obtrusive.
It's beautiful.
I think this is the most impressive part of this watch is the design. It looks like cosmic at some point. There's a little, small planets around here. Very iconic piece.
For so long, there was the boys' club of watch collecting. Right now, with women having a moment in watches, it's super exciting to be able to pull more women into it.
I strongly agree with it, but as women, going into a store, asking questions, seeing what we like, I don't want people to make me feel as if, well, you're not really a watch collector. What I think eBay gives is access. And that is so important for women.
Also, to have a big selection with authenticity guarantee, you know for sure that you get the watch as described. This really makes you like confident, you trust.
I think this opens the door for people who maybe were intimidated. From a collector standpoint, working with eBay opens the door for so much.